Greetings, Mandrake here. This is Mission 13, The Road, on Legendary with all skulls on, without bandana. I want to mention the start of this mission. Ultimately, what I'm trying to do is to sneak up on this area, this opening area of enemies, and get a headshot on the elite before he activates his shield. That's really the primary one I want to take out first.
Now all we need to
which
do
means
is...
you got to be
Wait.
very, very
I'm picking up
sneaky.
something on all banished
Absolutely
frequencies.
cannot be seen
That-
by the
That is not good.
that watchtower. There's a
What's wrong?
jackal sniper there.
I know where
and
he is.
They
What
they
this
have
place is.
eyes of a hawk.
This is where Chaklock
So this
shipped
is my
his
best
victims
chance
to.
right here.
The House of
Is
Reckoning.
to take him out, and then everyone else knows, that there's a threat. And then I'm just going to look to take out the sniper. He's probably not going to be that much, that difficult. I'll be sitting here waiting for him. And again, being it's LASO, this is going to be a slow play. Granted, this mission could go by much quicker and do this, speedy. You can really kind of go blow through this and do it quickly. But being it's LASO, no bandana, so no unlimited ammo, and no more unlimited use of equipment and aids. So this is a slow play. This will take some time, and I'll take it slow and easy. My loadout is a BR and a shock rifle. So the shock rifle is for the 6 grunts in this area. A brute major. He's got rocket launcher. As you saw, the 1 jackal sniper and 1 elite. Already took them down. So it's, and then there's also a couple jackals, like a jackal major, jackal minor, something like that. I know there's a major. I can't recall if there's a minor. And see on that ridge there, there's going to be a couple brutes and elite. They don't engage from this distance. They'll leave you alone. You'll see I'm just kind of putting the drop wall down and getting kills from distance. There was one of the jackal majors. That brute's keyed in on me. He's already getting shots and leading the shots with the direction I'm moving. Really engaged right now. On being sneaky, as you walk out of, the very beginning there, you can easily, so quickly and easily, it seems like the moment you see the that watchtower, and if that jackal has a line of sight on you, even if he's not even looking in your direction, he just sees you and he alerts everyone. You don't even have to hear him say anything. It's just everyone turns on their shields, and what I already started this, and he was apparently alerted, so everyone had their shields up. So I did a restart mission and just started over from scratch, and you pretty much saw how it started. I just walked right up, saw the elite, just had a good fortunate spawn and a good fortunate arrangement, and was able to dispatch the elite. Got them out quickly. And so I have this one last grunt. I think it's just this grunt is left. And since I've taken a little bit of damage, I'm saving them for a melee so I can get my shield back. And just kind of taking my time here. And I'm not going to free the prisoners until all the enemies are dead. I mean, sure, I can sit here and just kind of shoot it out and free them, and then there'll be a big distraction. I just don't want to have to deal with them throwing nades at the grunt, which is where the scorpion is, and I just don't want to have to deal with them blasting it away. And I got options for this grunt, but I'm just taking it slow and gonna work my way up and get a melee.
Chief, thank God it's you. we saw this coming. I did. I definitely did.
Staller than I thought. Better looking too. We're here, Chief.
Took advantage of him in his grenade throwing animation, able to move up.
Damn wrecking machine, Chief.
Hey, Chief, get me out of here.
Without skulls, I can easily just walk up and just melee the generator foil. And I don't, since I don't want to use any of my ammo, any ammo and stuff, I'm just gonna pick up something I'm not going to use or need.
Much better. Back at it.
I'll use the BR a little bit. There are a couple BRs here and there.
Let's move, Marines.
I know of 2 that I can think of. There may be a 3rd one.
Chief?
So with these guys, I start shooting at them, and then I decide, yeah, I've got a Scorpion, so it'll be Shiela time. I get in this Wraith, and I have a hard time with its arc, and trying to get shots or trying to get hits. So I'll do a few shots, and then I'll move on to Shiela.
Chief's going long range.
Get me out of here. Before we get started, does anyone want to leave?
It's up to everyone's choice or prerogative how they want to arm their Marines on foot. I'm going to give them, I know it seems dangerous to give them a rocket launcher, but I want to give them a weapon that they can use long range. You know, a BR commando isn't really going to do much good. So I give them like a skewer, rocket launcher will work.
How we doing?
Came up empty. Still kicking, you bastards!
And I like to put threat sensors down so I can at least see the enemies, because they kind of get dug in around the, dug into the rocks and trees and stuff like that. And it's kind of hard to pick them out.
This is why you're a legend, Chief. Let's go,
So coming up into this next area here on the left, there's going to be a shade turret. I don't have a threat sensor to pick it out. And see, here we go. What can be done is I could choose to drive the Scorpion in reverse, which would mean if I want to evade, I could evade backward, but it would essentially be forward, which would be pretty much twice the speed of going backward. That's at least one of the tricks I would try, you know, I can suggest. It just means that this is going to go slower. I take this forward instead of going in reverse. See, there's a sniper. It's not going to really do much in the way of damage. But I think there's a group with the rocket launcher, and then there's the turret. Took a little bit of damage. Not a whole lot.
Let me know if you find any mandibles. Making a necklace.
There's going to be a trigger line coming up. I think it's this little, as you get close to that column or that log, there's going to be 2 drop pods, and you want to focus on trying to kill the one on the left first, or at least I remember without Thunderstorm, it's like a jetpacker with a Hydra, but with Thunderstorm, I think it's going to be a jetpacker with a heat wave. In any case, you want to get him first. And the one with the rocket launcher, he seems to kind of take his time getting ranged for firing. You'll have time to get them both out. You're just going forward here just a little bit will be enough to trigger the...
Nice work, Marine.
Coming up on the trigger line.
Hey, you stole my kill!
I think it's just kind of platform looking.
I'm gonna rip off your arm when the fog goes on your head.
As you get close to that, it's still firing up.
luck, Chief.
There's one of the, yeah, so there's the drop pods.
Excellent kill.
That was the major.
Augmentations
got
in action
the,
are a beautiful thing, Chief.
Jetpacker, the first volley. Now this little ridge here on the left, on the back side of it, there's a camo elite.
Good for now.
And I have the hardest time, it seems like every time doing this, finding him. It's like, where is he? I'll put threat sensors down everywhere, not see him, pull forward, and then he's just like, you know, I'm just not sure where he sits. He seems to sit or find a spot not in range of the threat sensors, and as you pull up, then he just tags you with a nade. Now, granted, it's not enough to kill you. It'll damage the tank. But the thing is, it's so early in the mission. I don't need that kind of damage on the tank right now. So I spend some time looking for him and don't see him, and I'll pull forward and he'll get me. But this is also I just did after it happened. I just did a suicide and did this again and just kept looking for him. Forward and I kind of back up and I'm kind of just he's around here somewhere. And I just had the threat sensors up, as you saw. I'm gonna put them up again, and there he is. So I don't know where he comes from. I don't know where or how. But I find this very common. And got him with the one shot, and thus avoiding being tagged with a plasma nade. It was slow play, but managed. You're on the right-hand side. You've got this little storage structure. There's a couple of Marine prisoners in there. There's also a Wraith. I forget about the Wraith. On the back side of this little, I'm just going to call it some kind of rocky island, or just these kind of rock islands. And this Wraith is on the back side of that, and I'm able to just see enough of them. And so on the right hand side, not to say those enemies are too much of a problem, but it's, you know, grunts with disruptors, and they gets annoying. There's an elite or two, and there's brutes and jackals and stuff like that. So I just take them out from a distance. Put some threat sensors down and try and pick them off. And my Marines trying to help out, but I think they end up dying at some point or another. I don't even know where they are. I think they're gone. One other thing I want to mention is thinking of what weapons you want to carry with you into the next mission. I've already decided that it's going to be a BR and sniper rifle. There's one sniper rifle that's coming up, and it's the only one on this mission. It'll be past this rock island, this kind of flat top ridge, this kind of straight ahead just past this. You get up there on foot and there's a sniper rifle up there. It's just got 4 shots, but I'll save it for House of Reckoning. I won't use it in the basic training. I will save it and use it on advanced training. Now, of course, your choice with what weapons you want to carry and use for the next mission. You can think of doing that. There's plenty of rocket launchers. There's a shock rifle. There's skewers. It's just on your preference. There's also I want to say one of the tracking rocket launcher, the variant tracking rocket launcher. I think it's in the area up ahead, and just to the right, there's kind of a sloping ridge, and I think you'll find it up there. And so there's the generator for the Marine prisoners. And there to the left side, kind of near where, almost near where I parked. I'm kind of looking all around here. I think there's a ghost. So, I mean, if you got a co-op partner and get them in a ghost, kind of in this. But I think you got to be careful with what you shoot over here, because I think I already blasted it away. You know, I'm shooting at the enemies from distance and easily pick off stuff, and it'll just send it flying. So that area I'm looking at right there, that flat top ridge, that's where the sniper rifle is. If you go up there on foot, and you'll see when this happens, here I can get a sword, is when you get up on that ridge on foot, it'll trigger 3 drop pods, and they're not particularly that dangerous, but it's skirmishers with needlers, and it's just 3 of them. So it's just simple headshots. They're not triggered if you drive around this area. They're only triggered if you go up there on top of the ridge. Other weapons on this mission you'll find would be...
Get me out of here, Chief.
Yeah, you can see there's a Ravager. There's a... I think you'll find a Hydra. I'm just struggling with where to... if it's placed or if it's dropped by enemies. The thing is, with Thunderstorm, I don't think any of these enemies carry a Hydra. I don't think any of the birds carry Hydras, because if you got Thunderstorm, they're going to get promoted, and they're going to have rocket launcher, a sentinel beam, a heat wave. So here's a rack that's got a couple skewers. There's a sloping ridge there. I think there's a trigger line that will eventually move up to, and you'll find 3 enemies that will be moving down along that ridge.
Watch it! Friendly's over here!
Yeah, I don't see them yet. They're about to show. Yet, I could be thinking of another sloping ridge that's going to show up. I think this is another shade turret. Yeah, another shade turret coming up on this left-hand side. Yeah, there's the turret. I already dismantled it. So I'm moving up here to the area with the sniper rifle. I'm gonna get the skirmishers, easy headshots. Yeah, I gotta do that quick before Marines try and help me. That's the sloping ridge I'm thinking of. That's where, and there they should. Okay, yeah, there's that turret is now active and engaging, and there's the 3 enemies on that slope.
Losing to humanity, huh? Manning the gun. Heads up. Company.
Yeah, and you see that enemy bailing out of the turret because it's on built up to detonation.
Nice shot, Chief. I lost my target.
Here, since I've taken a little damage, I'm gonna look to see if I can get a shield back off of one of the Jackal Majors. Gotta do it before my Marines try and help me out.
That's why I love Spartans.
I think there's an elite just around the bend there.
Advancing.
And I think it just occurred to me that I did not get the sniper rifle. Still want to keep the sword handy. I'll kind of move it along. There's still going to be other elites and down the road.
Womp womp. You drive, I shoot.
I like the idea of... Well, I'm not so fond of the idea of what I just did by giving the Marine the sniper rifle, because if the Marine takes some shots, then I'll have less than the 4 shots that I started with. But it turns out, and I was fortunate, that the Marine didn't bother
This is gonna be
shooting,
fun.
and he didn't bother shooting it. Now this is the gate. This is the first gate you come to, and there's going to be 2 red hunters down here at the bottom. There's a sniper jackal
Glad you're
that
here,
jackal sniper I'm taking out there on the ridge or on the wall. And there'll be another one off to the right, kind of the far right, not even that close to these enemies down at the bottom of the wall. There's going to be an elite and a ghost, which I just took a shot at. Second shot, there goes the ghost. You're distant enough to avoid the shots from the hunters. One of the tricky, difficult parts with this section is you put shots, and this is pretty much due to cowbell. You put shots on the hunters, and you can send them airborne, and they'll end up falling on the other side of the gate, and that can be very problematic because you're not going to be able to shoot them anymore with the scorpion if they're on the other side of the wall. So it's kind of hard to suggest how to shoot them, at least from this distance, as you know, you don't want to get too close because they'll, you know, they got that rapid fire, they've got good shots, they lead their shots, they got, I don't necessarily tracking with their shots, but they are spot on with shooting. So if anything, try and shoot like the head level down, or shoot anything above them down rather than below, like ground level, because you can send them flying. Seem like it just doesn't seem, it doesn't seem like it even matters. The good thing with the turret is he puts enough shots on them at points to where he doesn't shoot.
The answer's yes.
And I think that he went onto the other side of the wall, but I was able to see him at the gate controls building and was able to get 2 more shots on him and finish him off. Now there's the jackal sniper that's off to the right here, which I'm not sure if he's going to show up yet, but I think I'll hop out and go get his shield back off of him. I think my shield is good, but I want to go ahead and at least get a recharge on it. And there's the sniper. Trying to work out my my route plan to get there without getting shot, getting killed. Hoping my Marines don't get killed or damaged, or just don't get killed. Thought I heard one of them take a shot with a sniper rifle. And I guess miss. One thing I want to mention with in regards to if you end up with hunters on the other side of the gate, then what you want to do is park the Scorpion up in this area, far away from the gate. Because what you'll end up having to do is just get on foot, go to the gate controls, avoid the hunters. You can put like a drop wall down and just get inside, take out the elite, the 2 skirmishers, open the gate, and then just grapple, you know, along the ridge side here, the mountainside.
We're with you, Chief.
So that the hunters don't
We're with you, Chief.
really get involved. Because if you just put the Scorpion right there by the gate, you're gonna want to get in the Scorpion, and you're just a dead. You're dead. You're gonna get killed easily because the hunter's just got a dead beat on you, and there's really not much. You're not gonna avoid and do much anything. So I would be putting it back here, and I'd open the gate and race my way back here, and hoping that even the Marines will fall back as well.
I'm guessing that's it. The
So there's my
House
threat
of
sensor.
Reckoning.
There's the elite and 2
I was
skirmishers.
right. It really is a suitably ominous name.
The 2
How
hunters
did we
are
get in
dead,
there?
and really what
fight.
will be left in between you
I'm
and
really,
the gate
really
controls,
gonna
besides
enjoy
the
this.
elite and the skirmishers, is when you cross over the gate, or at least cross over the wall, like the midpoint of the wall, and you walk across it, there's a triggered line that will bring down a drop pod with a brute major. They'll have a rocket launcher, and he's not really a big deal. You can just grapple pound him, because you'll have the high ground. If you just kind of climb over the wall, you'll just stick up there and have the high ground, and you have an easy kill on him. And just get your threat sensor down, and you've got options. I've got options, and I think about how I'm going to take out the elite. It's just, you take a BR, and you can easily just BR the 2 skirmishers, and then figure out, you know, goodness, you got plenty of options. I take a rocket launcher and the sword. I'll look at least just take his shield out with the rocket launcher. If the rocket launcher kills him, great, but I know if you know 1 or 2 shots doesn't usually kill him. So I'll just do 1 or 2 shots just to get the shield down, and then I'll just stab him with the sword.
What's up, Chief?
And so that's what I'm just thinking about here. The other reason for parking the Scorpion a little further away, at least where I have it now, is right on just beyond this gate controls building. So I just crossed the trigger line. Here comes the wait for the pod to explode, and then you can just grapple pound them. So there's a wraith just beyond this building here, and so it's also another reason to keep the Scorpion further away from the gate. So because the moment the gate opens, you have your Marines hanging out at the gate, and the wraith is just going to start firing at them. And you wouldn't want the Scorpion to be that close, because the Scorpion will take damage, will take a hit, and so you don't necessarily want that. So I just heard one of the shots from the wraith. So where I have it now is a good spot, and then I can just quickly work my way up to the Scorpion and get in position to shoot the wraith. Not sure what that. I got kind of lucky there because he had camoed, and I'm surprised that the sword worked as quick as it did. Yeah, so the elite threw that nade, and it seemed like it exploded on something rather than sticking and then doing a countdown and explode. Yeah, see, here's the wraith already shooting at the Marines. So you want to at least give yourself some distance.
Going loud.
I think one of my Marines got blown a little. Yeah, they're both
I'm
here.
in.
This other one's just being cowardly, being scared. So I'll get the shots on the wraith from distance. I don't even think the Wraith even shoots at me. There's taking a big hit. Not sure what it hit. So I hit a ramp and just jumped.
And that's how the UNSC is gonna survive.
There goes the Wraith. It's done. Now, there's some randomness to reinforcements in this area because I know there's going to be a couple Phantoms that show up. And that in itself can be random.
Looks clear. Keep your gun.
It's hard to really kind of, because many times I've done this mission, I've done it several times. There's inconsistencies. I want to say inconsistencies. Maybe I just wasn't paying attention here and there, but there are times I've gone through this area and not gotten any Phantoms. And there's times I've been through here and you get one Phantom,
In the gunner seat.
and then eventually a second one, or just get one Phantom. And then with this run, I get both
Sniper
Phantoms at
eliminated.
once.
Thanks.
And it's also hard to
Chief
really
took out
kind of
another one.
pinpoint the trigger line,
That all of them? Looks clear.
which is why I'll take it a little slow. And so the other thing is, when you hit that trigger line, you're in the Scorpion, the Phantoms just show up pretty much overhead. And they start shooting on you, and you can take a lot of damage, and there's just like no avoiding them. So really what I plan and what I'll plan to do is to get out of the Scorpion, go on foot, and if I can trigger the Phantoms, I can get into like either the gate controls, depending upon where I'm at. I can get in the gate controls building or this little shed, which is
I don't see
down
him.
here kind of in front of me.
That's how it's done.
So you have this other storage building off to the right.
And stay down,
And
uglies.
there's several enemies over there. There's elites and brutes. There's also another one of these rock islands, kind of a flat top rock island, which is kind of near where I'm shooting. And there's some enemies there, some brutes and such. But I find I shoot them from distance, I don't even get shot at. There's some Jackal Majors. And there's the... You almost can't even see it, but there's a trigger for 3 drop pods, and they're brutes, and one of them is a brute jetpacker. I think that's the jetpacker hiding behind that rock.
Day. Good work. All clear?
Yeah, it's hard to kind of pick up that trigger line as well for those drop pods. But yeah, it's kind of just as you're getting past this, or as you're riding alongside this gate controls building, along, you know, the sloping ridge of rock there, and all the various, you know, items kind of laying. It's just, you know, it's just kind of a lot of destruction here. I'm getting out. I think I'm gonna put some threat sensors out to look for the enemies. I think I'd set my controller down for a moment to do something at this point. It would just be a few seconds. I'll put a threat sensor down, just looking for the enemies, and so I can see them, find them, and just take them out. Again, it's just the slow play.
Sensors up.
See on kind of that flat top rock island, can't find anything on it, but there's look like a brute hanging around that off the right of it. I'm gonna go through the gate controls building, kind of come out the other side. Sometimes just coming over here can trigger something. I got to thinking, and I didn't think it was kind of a little late for this. I can't tell, but it looks like that elite doesn't have a shield, and it just didn't click to. I was like, you know, I could have just BR headshot him from here, but I can't tell if the shield's up or not. He looked like he was just on patrol the way he was walking. He didn't look to be alerted. But as it is, got Scorpion. I can just get shots on him from distance, take him out. I also find that if you try and go off-road, as in just try and explore, like the outside this valley, or at least the road itself, you try and go way off to the left or way off to the right, they place enemies, and there's enemies that,
We got eyes.
see,
Scan
there's
for
that
hostiles.
building there, which is where I'll be moving along here soon, and that'll be my refuge from the phantoms. So like I said, you go off to the left and off to the right, there's enemies and such placed out there that
You drive, I shoot. Nice
trying
kill.
to keep, they'll kind of want to keep the guardrails on you to kind of keep you down the road. You just kind of go off on foot there, and it's not easy fighting them. So here, coming up on getting close to the trigger line. I'm still probably about 20, 30 feet from it, but
Right between the eyes, Chief.
I will be crossing that line, and these phantoms are gonna, I think both phantoms drop a ghost, or maybe it's just one ghost, and like I said, there's some randomness to what they do. I think I end up with one ghost, or maybe I end up shooting another one, but I know I hijack a ghost that's coming up. But it's not good to be in the Scorpion when the phantoms show up, because they're going to get shots on you before you get shots on them, and it's going to take 2 to 3 shots to take out the phantoms,
Sensors up.
and so they can get plenty of shots on you. You got 2 plasma turrets and that Ravager type, heavy Ravager type turret in the middle nose.
Report in. We clear? Clear. No way that's the last of them, though.
I can still see movement. They go further with the red sensor.
Enough sitting around. One less banish to worry about.
Still see movement. It now finally shows up on the threat sensor.
Someone left a mess. Oops, sorry. Hostiles neutralized, but keep those weapons ready.
I'm coming up here for one of the BRs. BR on this side of the gate.
Keep pushing, Marines! If you get bored of it, I'll take it right back.
And I'm going to be crossing that trigger line right now. Here come the phantoms. I'm going to work my way into this storage shed and hopefully not take any damage. They already tagged me. I think some drop pods came down as well.
Should've never messed with humanity. Real
And so
brave.
here's one of the ghosts
Attack this vehicle! The demon absconds with...
And my Marine's trying to help out. I think that's a skirmisher. It's really moving. Skirmisher and a
Precision
brood.
weapons ready to go.
See a couple grunts. I still think there's another. I think it's a Jackal Major at that that storage building that I've been shooting at.
You're giving this to me? For free?
I've reloaded the BR. I'm gonna go get BR ammo. I'll take the Ghost and go back up to the just past the gate and get some. Just max out the BR. Getting close to finishing off all the enemies. There's not too many left.
Manning the gun. Hell of a kill,
And there's
Chief.
a Wraith. That's the third Wraith.
Great splatter. They'll never see it coming, Chief.
Yeah, I think all that's left over there at that storage shed is just a Jackal Major. I can go get a melee off of him.
Is that all of them? Pull through, but stay alert.
I think it's just an elite.
Line up and make this easy for me, Bandit.
Nice little ricochet off of the Hex Pillar
Right
Complex.
between the eyes, Chief. Let's get closer.
And I think that's the last enemy. Kind of hear the music kind of wrap. I mean, they got the music turned way down. But yeah, the music kind of came to a conclusion. So all the enemies are dead. Now it's just get to the end of the mission. And so at this
Something
point,
up,
it's
Chief?
just decide on what weapons you're going to take into the next mission. Go ahead and gather them up and
This area locked down, Marines.
make your way to the end.
Chief?
Looks like the controls are up on that platform.
As you come down and approach, and I didn't mention this, as you approach the gate, you know, as it opens, off to the right ridge,
Okay.
I'm not sure how
I
far
guess we're
back,
expected.
but there was like a couple brutes. In that area is the M41 tracker. If that's something that anyone has interest in bringing along. I think it's only going to have a couple shots in it. And you won't be able to pick up, you can only pick up ammo for just that rocket launcher. You're not going to get ammo from any of the other rocket launchers. It has to be that specific one. So you're only going to have a couple
What if it's a
shots,
trap?
so it's
I mean, it's a
not
trap.
going to really do
right?
much good.
It's definitely a trap. Are you even listening?
Let's go.
Ready when you are, Chief.
So wrapping up and bringing this mission to a close, this is the end of the road. So thank you for joining me
Where
for
is
this
he?
mission.
Unknown.
There is a lot to
There's
talk
an
about
unusual signal up ahead.
for
Maybe
House of
that's...
Reckoning, so look forward to you joining me then.